morning, guys, and welcome to another WIP Wednesday. So for me, it's actually Tuesday evening, and I gotta tell you what, today, in my time, Tuesday, has been, it's been a day. So I had a neurology appointment this morning, and I have to drive about 3 hours to get to one of my neurology appointments, which y'all know I can't drive, so I have to get a ride. And my mom sees the same neurologist, so, it's just easier for us to make our appointments on the same day. So that's what we did. But my mom has never made this trip by herself. And so she decided that we were going to try to make this trip by ourselves. And I don't know if you guys know anything about San Antonio traffic, but it can be very, very crazy. And I'm pretty sure that I'm lucky to be home. So getting there, at one point, we got lost. Mom started to panic. She ran a red light. Lots of people honked their horns and was screaming. We pulled over. Mom burst into tears. She's freaking out. She's like, I can't do this. We're lost in San Antonio. I don't know where we are or how we can get home. And I was like, okay. Like, she's crying. She's bawling. She's freaking out. I was like, all right, first thing you gotta do, don't panic. Like, read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It says rule number 1, don't panic. So she gets calmed down, and we get back on the road. We finally make it to the neurologist office. And they tell us that our appointments were scheduled for Monday, which couldn't have been possible because Mom had an oncology appointment that she had to go to with Dad on Monday. So that, somebody somewhere made a mistake. But at this point, Mom is so stressed and so fit to be tied. Like, she's back in tears. And she leaves, and I'm like, look, can y'all, try to fit us in? This is a 3-hour drive. Like, we just drove 3 hours to get here. Can you try to fit us in the schedule? I get them to fit us in. And I don't know, Mom's completely overwhelmed, she's just one great big ball of nerves, right? And then, we get in to see the neurologist, and he can tell, and Mom just told him, your staff sucks, and he admitted, somebody was supposed to schedule it for Tuesday, but scheduled it on Monday and didn't bother to notify us of anything. So, yeah, one of his staff members made a huge mistake, and he had to compensate for it by squeezing us in between other patients. So, they put me on a new medication for my migraines, and Mom is officially diagnosed with epilepsy. She is having seizures. And we don't know if that has to do with her brain tumor or why. But, they're still trying to figure out what hers is being caused by or what's going on with that. But he did seem to think that she's probably been having these seizures for a little while. Now, her seizures are not anywhere as bad as mine. But, yeah, Mom's got seizures now. This family can't win when it comes to medical problems, I'll tell you what. Anyways, so then we leave the neurologist's office, and we get lost again because the GPS freaks out. It's telling us turn left, except we can't turn left because the left lane is closed. We can't go anywhere but straight because everything on either side, it's all shut down because of construction. And this thing, GPS, is like, turn here, turn there, and we're turning around in circles going nowhere because of all the construction. We finally get out of that, and we're going down I-10 towards home. We're finally on the way home, and it's rush hour. It's like 5 o'clock in the evening now. Our appointments were at 1, and we left this morning at probably 9 o'clock in the morning. But we've got concrete on one side, a semi on the other, and a truck that's directly in front of us. And she didn't know this about her truck, but apparently when you're about to get rear-ended, or when her truck is about to get rear-ended, all of these alarms go off, and the whole dash lights up red and starts flashing, and there's a symbol on the where the odometer is that's showing like you're fixing to get rear-ended from behind. And so she's panicking, I'm panicking, because we're boxed in. We semi-concrete wall truck that's not going anywhere, that she can't pull forward, she can't nothing, and this guy is just running over the top of us, so she's freaking out. And at the very last second, the guy in front of us pulls ahead where we can get out of the way of this car, because this car was not slowing down. I don't know what its deal was, but yeah, he was just gonna, I guess he just thought he was going to drive over the top of us. So that was pretty scary, especially because we didn't know that her truck had alarms that did that. Like, we knew that, because she's got cameras in her truck for when she backs up, and things like that. And it'll beep or whatever if she gets too close to something when she backs up. But we've never heard, like, this was red flashing lights and just it was an alarm. Like, it was straight an alarm. We're both freaking out. So that happened. And her the whole time, like, she is one great big ball of nerves, and they're already raw, and she's just so angry and so mad and so frustrated. And then we pull into this Arby's to try to get some dinner, and as we're pulling in, this woman cuts us off and almost hits us in the process of whipping into the drive-thru. At that point I thought Mom was going to lose her mind. Like, I was like, why don't you just go stand over there in the shade? Like, you gotta not freak out. I was really a little bit concerned that she was going to say something to this woman and get into a fight or something, and there was going to be an altercation. Thankfully, there wasn't. And then we got lost again because the GPS started freaking out again. At one point, it just kept telling us to go around in circles, and we would take the turns, and then the next thing you know, we're just going around in circles. And I was like, Mom, there's a sign right there. That's Smithville. Go to Smithville. Just go. So she decides we're going to take this road because Smithville, we know that's the direction of home. So we just followed that road. We finally make it to Smithville, and we stop in at a place that my mom used to work at. We get to talking to some of the locals there. And there's a fire right down the road, and the highway is closed. So now we're stuck for a little while, and finally we did make it home safe and sound. It was really scary though, and so yeah, I did take some footage of the fire. Well, it wasn't like we didn't see any flames or anything. A large portion of Central Texas is catching fire right now. But I did get footage of us passing with all the fire trucks and things like that, which I'll put up, I don't know, sometime. I'll put it on my blog playlist or whatever. And I think they got it out mostly. I mean, like, it was, they weren't like dropping water from the sky or anything. It just looked like, compared to most fires that have been happening recently, it must have been pretty small. I mean, I know somebody said that it was only like 30 acres, which is not much compared to what the last one was. So I think everything is okay in that realm. So, you know, today was just it was definitely a day. It was a lot of excitement, more excitement than I'm used to. And I'm not going to be leaving the house again for a couple of weeks because I don't get out much, and that was just a lot of excitement for me. Anyways, so on to WIP Wednesday. So you guys know how this works. You know, I'll show you the finished projects I have, and then I'll talk about some of the ones that I want to get finished over the next couple of weeks, or the next week. One of those I don't have because it is already packaged, and it was supposed to get shipped out today, but with everything that happened, it's probably not going to get shipped out till Thursday now. So yeah, but I will put a picture of it right here. And of course, I will link all of the patterns below in case anybody is interested in them. The other thing that I did get finished this week, of course you guys seen these on Slipper Sunday, but I got the llama slippers finished. So I did put these in my Etsy shop as a made-to-order item. They're available in 3 different sizes if anybody is interested. I think they turned out super cute. Much cuter than I expected. And I think they turned out way cuter than the panda ones I made for Slipper Sunday a while back. I really like this boot style slipper so far. Like, so far this is my favorite one. But the next pair that I make, I'm going to try the shoe style out and see how that plays out. But anyway, so those are the only 2 projects that I finished this week. I don't know. I don't really have an excuse, really. I mean, I feel like I should have finished more, and I just haven't. The other projects that I have going on, I know that some of y'all heard me mention a blue flamingo. This one is a commission piece, and I usually, like, I should have had it done by now, like, real talk, because it's a quick project, and you know, it's not hard. I should have had it done by now, and I just haven't. I don't have an excuse. I just haven't. But I do have his head and his body made. I got both of his wings made up, and his tail. So all I have left to do are his beak and his legs. So really, it's just a matter of sitting down and finishing him because he's not going to take terribly long to make. And then the other thing that I've been working on is this granny stitch sweater. Uh-oh, I just lost my 5mm hook. And this is the one that I was working on when I did the Hobie Metallico and Gazelle, or Gazelle, however you say that word, rock and roll yarn, and I was comparing the 2. I really do think, like, these are so close, you can't, it's hard to tell, especially on camera. You can barely tell. Like, I can see it in person that, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I got the ribbing and the first 3 rows of granny stitches done in the Metallico. After that, I switched to the Gazelle, or Gazelle, however you say it, and you can't really you can't tell on camera, I don't think, at all. And you can barely tell. And maybe, like, I noticed because I'm the one that made it, but I did pull Benjamin in and was like, hey, can you tell a difference where one yarn stopped and the other started? And he said that he could. The main difference is this Gazelle color or yarn is not as metallic as the Metallico. So there's that, and I think I don't know, this was supposed to be a medium, and I usually wear like a 1X and sometimes a 2X because I like my clothes loose fitting, but this was a medium, but it's designed to be, oversized, and so it actually fits me, and I was seriously thinking about keeping this one. I kind of like it. It's nice and squishy, and I don't know, I like it. I might have to keep this one. Um, you know, and I love winter. I'm always down for winter clothes. Um, you know, but anyways, that is the two current WIPs I have right now that I'm working on. But I do have another commissioned piece, for a fireman teddy bear, which if you guys didn't see that little guy, I will put a picture of him up here. I put him in the Etsy shop as a made to order item, and so recently I got another order for one of those guys. Hopefully this second time around it's not going to be as frustrating as the first time, because the first time took me forever to do, especially after having to redesign the jacket. Like, it was super bad. That thing was getting on my nerves so bad. But I'm thinking the second time around it shouldn't take as long and it shouldn't be as frustrating. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for now. I'm super tired, and I just kind of want to sit here, and I'll probably watch a movie and work on something that doesn't require a whole lot of thinking. It's been a very mentally straining day, and scary. Like, San Antonio traffic is scary. It's terrifying. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.